one of the like subject pods we call them, and it's like all classrooms in the same subject. They all have their own little pod, and so there's the English one, and one thing I like about them is that they each have their own bathroom. So it's really nice. Just you don't have to walk too far to go and miss class. And then in each pod, there's also a little collaboration area, we call it. So if a teacher wants to like send a group outside, they send them here, or you can do projects out here.
So then those lockers there, are they a particular grade or?
No, all of the lockers are like alphabetical. So they just start, I think A's actually start right down there, and they just go all across.
So no classes like together? It's just
no, yeah,
okay.
It's alphabetical around the whole school. Alright, here's the library. It's actually one of my favorite parts of the school. I think it's a lot of people's favorite, mostly because we have so many windows and it's just so beautiful in here.
Very large, and it also has a lot more storage than old school, and it has a great view to the courtyard. So if you're like drawing, you can draw something that you can see outside or something. And there's also like secured areas for everything. And then there's like cases here for people who can show their art if they would like. So it's pretty nice. So we'll head back. So what's different in the new school for the science labs is that each classroom has their own lab. So if we come in here, we can show you. As you can see, there's a lot more storage and just like areas to do labs and everything. And each science lab has this layout.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Cool. Like the way it's
Love
laid
it.
out.
Love it, love it.
Good, good,
Yeah,
thank you.
Good evening and welcome. At this time, I would like you to please stand and for the national anthem under the direction of Mr. Jason Canfield. Presentation of the flags will be by Boy Scout Troop number 133.
Audience, please rise. Go ahead, slip your hand on the heart. Please join me in the pledge of
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
Thank you to Mr. Canfield and the high school band for sharing their musical talent and leading us in the national anthem, as well as Ms. Cameron and the choir students who will later lead us in the school song. A special thank you to Boy Scout Troop 133 for the flag presentation and for our tour guides this evening, our students in the National Honor Society and the Student Council. Finally, thanks to you for attending. Well, tonight is about a celebration of the opening of the new high school. It signifies something even greater. Opening this building is just one piece of what it means for the future of the Prescott School District and the surrounding communities. In this building, you will see that we have the facilities in place to better prepare our students who are about to enter the career and the higher education opportunities. By doing that, we have created momentum that improves education for everyone in the district from kindergarten through adult. Tonight is a celebration of our journey, a journey that allows space for the learning and growing at all grade levels, including the community ed, the Prescott Community Recreation, and even space for our senior citizens to gather. This is the beginning of the journey that includes focus on academics, arts, and athletics. As a community, we are on this journey together, and our future really does start now. This celebration is also the end of a long journey that involves the efforts of many, many people. The dedicated plaque, which will be posted in the new high school, was donated to us from Trophies Plus. I'd like to introduce a few people of this whose name is on this plaque. Current school board members, please stand. Mark Helmer, Mike Matzik, Steve Sizemore, Dale Howell, and Josiah Franco. Thank you for your dedication to the Prescott School District and for your oversight on behalf of the students, families, and citizens. We are grateful for the work that former board members, Tom Magnan, April Schmitz, and Dan Smader, who contributed to the planning and the direction of the district's facilities. If you are here, please stand. Contractor representatives, please stand. Myron, I know, is here. Bray is here. People from Train are here, and any other organization. We are grateful for the efforts of Bray and Myron. Their expertise in design and the construction brought forth by a building to serve Prescott well in many generations. Thank you. Representative Warren Petrie, would you please stand? Thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate the time that you've taken to drive to Prescott to break in our new building. Members of the community who served on the boards and the committees to research facility needs, finance requirements, the planning time, please stand if you are on any committee which helped with this building. Over 100 different community members contributed many hours over the past years to make this night possible. Your time, your energy is greatly appreciated. And last but not least, thank you to our students. Your patience, your excitement has made this tradition possible and impressive. As we enter this homecoming week, we have a lot to be proud for and a lot to be grateful. I want to thank and surrounding you are the people who worked hard to bring this very best to your future. As I welcome you all to the new Prescott High School, this is a great night for celebration. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to ask Mark Helmer, School Board President, to say a few words.
Welcome and thank you for attending the ribbon cutting. We are open for business. It's been a long road with many turns, multiple detours, and many rest stops. As we prepare our young people to be successful in their dreams and desires, they are also taught that the road to success is seldom easy or without obstacles. So as we stand in front of this building, let it remind us that all good things are worth the effort to accomplish. Thank you to all the people from day one that stood by the mission to solve our space issue with a suitable building option. Your tireless, long-lasting effort and commitment to do the right thing and push for a long-term solution made this a reality. To the community of Prescott, thank you for supporting this solution. You should be proud of the results. This building is just one piece of a puzzle that makes Prescott a great place to raise and educate a family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Helmer. At this time, Mr. Roger Halney, past superintendent, has some opening comments.
Thank you, Mr. Borthams. I want to thank Dr. Spacuzza and the school board for asking me to speak tonight. I appreciate that. I had a lot to do with getting this project started, getting it going. This day's been a long time in coming. It's a happy day, a great day for Prescott. Some of you know that some of us took a few arrows along the way to get this passed, get this through for our students. But I always wanted to do what's best for the students and serve the community. That's what it's about, students in the community. As you've seen the beautiful new high school, necessary space at all grade levels, a modern high school for today and the future, technology, science, what's called industrial arts, community ed space. It's a wonderful facility. I'm really proud of it. But it takes an excellent staff, along with a great learning environment, with the proper equipment. With that, we'll allow students to meet their potential. This is a learning tool. With excellent staff you have that will help all our students today and in the future. Mr. Bortham stole a little of my thunder, but I'm going to go into a little bit detail anyway. As he alluded to, there's many people helped work to make this a possibility. It was a true community outreach effort. It started with the land sale approved at the annual meeting to sell the land that we owned at F&29 and purchase this property. Without this property, this high school wouldn't be possible. That happened a number of years ago. Then the goal was to, well, we got this property, let's see if people want a high school here. So the goal was to meet individually with 100 different community leaders and people and get their input on what the community wanted. That was done. Then there were 2 community surveys that surveyed over 600 people. What do you think? And their input was provided. Then there was InReach, talking to our staff, hiring Bray and Myron for a new look, and I'm very pleased how it turned out. There was a design team made up of community members and school members. There was a steering committee to coordinate it all. There was communications, get out the vote. There was a construction team. And I'm going to go a little bit one step further. I'm going to ask anybody who helped in any way to stand up, and those in the back, raise your hands. And if you don't raise your hands, I'm going to get after you, because I know a lot of you helped back there too. So please stand up and be recognized or raise your hand. Thank you. Some of you are a little modest. I also want to recognize the school board. Without the school board, this wouldn't have been possible. And they put in many, many hours of great leadership. I want to especially thank Mark Hilmer, Tom Magnan, Mike Matzik, April Schmitz, and Steve Sizemore, who were with her every step of the way. I also want to recognize school board members Josias Frankel, who worked in the design and construction team, and Tanya Hullop, who worked on the Get Out the Vote team. They aren't paid to do it, they're paid just a little bit. And that's just to attend the board meetings. They went above and beyond in many ways, provided leadership, hours, stuck their necks out, so let's give them a hand. There's just a couple more people I want to recognize. Even if they're not here tonight, I want to recognize Mike Hoyka, Director of Building and Grounds. He put in many hours to make this a possibility, hard work, unsung hero. Dallas Eggers, Technology, put in many, many hours to make our technology modern. And having been in his shoes for a little before, I want to recognize Dr. Rick Spacuzza for the leadership he provided in the construction and finishing the project, the many hours he put in. Let's give him a hand. Another person that doesn't toot his own horn at all is our high school principal, Dave Bortons. He's a tireless worker on the behalf of students, and to coordinate the move and help finish the construction and get everything set up and running as smooth as he has, he deserves a big round of applause. You probably aren't aware of, but I know something about education, but I don't know much about construction. And so we had Pat Block, a community member who works on Mortensen Construction. Pat was very, very helpful in being the eyes and ears behind the project and help things go well. So let's give Pat Block a big round of applause. In the auditorium, that will be the crown jewel of the high school for all the arts and for the community. And I can't wait to hear a concert there, see a play there. This is a great day for students, staff, and all of Prescott. I'm happy as I could help make this happen. Thank you.
At this time, Grace Carey, senior, class of 2017, has some of her remarks.
Hi everybody, I'm Grace Carey, student representative for the class of 2017. And I'm standing here basically to thank you all, not only for coming up here tonight when you could have stayed home and watched The Voice, but also for sacrificing time and money for this beautiful school that has been in the making for nearly the duration of my high school career, which is crazy to think about. Every fall for the past 3 years, I've stood on a podium like this and talked about the fabled new high school, and it always felt something like the wave of the racing flags, you know, telling students and staff, just one more year until you can have air conditioning in your school. But today, we're officially at the end of that race, a new beginning. Walking through this squeaky new school, giving tours during the week of orientation, I had to curb my enthusiasm as I showed students the new accommodations, and I was genuinely excited about everything, from the windows in every classroom to the squeaky floors to the colossal weight room that I might actually enjoy sweating in, and the new triangle desks even that can fit not one, not two, but 3 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper side by side by side, which I'm not sure you guys know how exciting that is for, you know, the multitasking scholar, but it's really great. But anyways, my point is, this new school is not only a real place, but a great place that will really have a benefit on our town's education. All thanks to you, the community. If all of you voting age people out there hadn't gone out and voted for this school, my brother, a 4th grader in Miss Lavante's class, would still be suffering in those cramped portables like he did last year. And if all of you students hadn't harassed your parents and family to vote for the new school, us high schoolers would have to spend another year in cramped, humid classrooms like the dreaded choir room. Without the efforts of the community, the architects, construction workers, and administrators that helped physically build this school would have never been allowed to begin construction. Without you, this school would have been left as an unfinished blueprint in a computer somewhere. Thank you for all of this.
Before we move on, I want to interject and add two people that have done so much, probably won't even be willing to stand up, but I do have to recognize it. Carrie Fisher, I know you're off to the right. Would you please stand up again? Carrie has done so much for the district, getting the information out, just working tirelessly. I can't thank her enough. Carrie, thank you. Jeremy, I know you'll hate this as much as I do. Jeremy, would you please stand up? Jeremy does the day to day to day. He answers my little emails, about 3-4 of them every day. Jeremy, I see this. Jeremy, I see that. I want to thank you personally, Jeremy. This time, Mayor Dave Cole.
Good evening, everyone. They asked me if I could say a few words tonight. And most people around here might think that that's hard for me to do, but I know when it comes to speeches, I can make them short. Passion and pride of Prescott community is awesome, just like this new building is. It took passion from people on both sides of for and against building a new school to bring us here today. Planning for the future is difficult. How much? How big? How slow or fast do we grow? It's a difficult decision. You review the data given to you, and then you have to make a decision. I appreciate the school board members for sticking their necks out and make that decision. As an elected official, I know how difficult it is to make a decision spending money that the taxpayers give us. My daughter had a college friend that told her Prescott was kind of a laughing stock. They'd come to Prescott and say, what a joke for a school. Well, they're not going to say that anymore. We have a school to be proud of. The old high school served the community for 40 years, and now we start a new chapter in Prescott history books with this new high school. Hopefully the students that come out of this school have seen the passion that the community has, and to continue to carry that passion and pride forward, to get involved in the community, to make a difference. As a friend of mine said to me, no matter what our future holds, we hold it together. Let's continue to work together to make the community of Prescott a place to be proud of. Thank you.
This time, Clint Sell, one of the main architects from Bray, who helped design this wonderful building. Clint.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Bray Architects, it's my honor and privilege to say a few words for you tonight. First and foremost, we believe that buildings help students to learn and teachers to teach, but first and foremost, it takes great students and great staff and teachers and educators to make that successful. And really, our time in Prescott has proven that over and over again, that you have great leaders from the school board. Thank you to them for letting us be part of this project. To the administration with Dr. Hawley first, and Dr. Spikuza through the construction. And then leadership at the top of the school with Principal Warthrams and his team. And then it was really wonderful working with the staff here and the many meetings that we had with them. And it was always interesting. We met in one of the basement level rooms at the I guess we call it the old high school now, or they took the high off, so it's just Prescott School. But we met in one of the basement levels, and there were no windows in that room. And that was really true of many of the classrooms within there. And, you know, that was one of the goals for this building, was to make sure that We had natural daylight in all of the rooms, and really we extended that to a lot of the corridors as well. And so we really wanted to provide an environment that, again, helps teachers teach and students to learn. So again, on behalf of Bray Architects, thank you very much for allowing us to be here. I would like to point out one individual that was extremely instrumental in the design and implementation of the building. Greg Straub from Bray Architects is, stand up. Again, on behalf of Bray Architects, thank you to the school board, thank you to the administration, thank you to the staff. Students, we hope you enjoy it, and to the community, thank you very much for your support and trust in us through this process.
Next up, Tim Kippihan, Meyer Construction VP.
Thank you. A couple more thank yous along the lines of what everybody has said. There's so many people really involved. From the Wyron team, Tony, Lee, Jeremy, you did an awesome job. On behalf of all the subcontractors, suppliers, and craftsmen, when you have the opportunity to walk through this school, you can be pretty proud of it. And as a contractor, I'm extremely proud. The relationship that we have with Bray, we've continued over the years and continue to build schools. But we appreciate that relationship that ultimately delivers a great facility for the district. Again, on behalf of the school board, thank you for the administration, for the faculty. To have the confidence in us to be your trusted partner, we really do appreciate that. And lastly, really to the community. You gave me something a lot more than you can really understand, but we love to build buildings, and I know Bray likes to design buildings, but when you walk through it and I see the faces tonight, and I see the smiles of the parents, the kids, the staff, that means so much. And that really is what it really brings it out to why you build schools and what you're doing for a community. I once had an administrator tell me, guess what? He said the heart of a community is your schools. And just by the following tonight, that is definitely truthful. So again, I appreciate and thank you for everything that you've done for this community. It really means a lot. Thank you.
Straight to the ribbon cutting that was probably nice since my boss. Dr. Rick Spakuza, Superintendent, Prescott High School, has some closing.
So many themes across the presentations tonight, from great expectations to reality. What a spectacular building. Students, am I right? Yeah. Some Cardinal pride, am I right? Yeah. So this night provides for me and exceeds every expectation and the best of hopes. To all of you, the lights, right? There's a sign, I'm only on page 3. But in all honesty, this is a considerate gift to all of us, and congratulations and thank you on behalf of myself, the superintendent of Prescott Schools, and the school board. I am, and it is with great honor, to serve as superintendent in Prescott. Today was indeed an amazing celebration to our community and for the Prescott schools. This future that was planned over the course of several years, from school board members, superintendents, community members, Prescott students, and families. Tonight we celebrate for those plans have now truly taken shape, and this great building is a testament to those plans. This building, the Prescott High School, is the flagship of our district, like it is in many districts. Behind me, approximately 30 yards, is the original beam that 1 year ago, September 11th, we had a ceremonial signing of the beam at the intermediate school. That structure that we toured tonight, 1 year later, is embedded behind us in this great building. A tribute to the comprehensive learning space for students, staff, and to the community. Thank you. As I close tonight's ceremonies, I truly stand on the shoulder of giants. The individuals who preceded me pursued a vision for the greater good. You heard certain themes about grit and perseverance. They're the very habits of mind that we try to aim and embed in our graduates for our schools. Thank you for such a tangible reminder for all of us that a vision and hard work can accomplish great things. The week ahead culminates with our Prescott Homecoming celebration, Cardinal Pride, a Hall of Fame inductions, and the first days of fall. These events are signs of changing seasons, a mix of ending one season and the beginning of a next. Just like this building represents the changing seasons and the evolving perceptions of Prescott, a small district with big aspirations. Our future starts now. The grand opening of this building represents the beginning of a bright future for Prescott. The hard work that precedes today's will and must continue. As special as this occasion is, we must seize every opportunity to deliver on the promise that this building represents. This structure is more than brick and mortar. It is symbolic of a greater shared value for the entire community. At this time, I'd like Dallas Eggers, our tech director and city historian, and Roger Holney to join me on stage. It's like a Chicago Bears handoff. They're playing tonight. I would like the two of you to take this time capsule and embed it behind the date stamp for this building. We have Scott Kuhl with Myron, who will be putting the time capsule behind. The time capsule is a map of our remembrances of tonight's events and place it behind the date stone for eternity of this building. While the date stone is put in place, I want to thank our architects, Bray, who captured and shared a vision with Prescott Community and School District. To Myron and all the trade personnel that constructed this vision that is behind me and in front of you, the pride in their labor. And also a special shout out to Jeremy, if I can call you Minnow. Thanks for getting the flow back and for helping us and after the meeting with Tim. Every day, this building houses dedicated teachers and hardworking staff who care deeply about our children and students of the future. Inside this building is our commitment to the 3 A's, academics, the arts, and athletics. And so important to all of us, those triple threats, that we've embedded it in a crest that you saw in our entranceway. Thank you to Julie Gayer, a parent of a student here in Prescott. The learning space in front of us provides for a mix of relevant and challenging curriculum, from our great science labs, our career and tech ed, and our interactive library, that will prepare students to be confident, and successful after their years here in Prescott. This building also fulfills a greater promise to our community, to provide appropriate educational space at all grade levels. You might have noticed at Friday's bash at Malone that the portables no longer are here. After many years of having temporary housing for our educational services, Malone students and staff are now under one roof, under 2 campuses for Malone Primary and Intermediate. We are finally right-sized as a district to provide quality education to all students. We embrace these new opportunities to better connect the dots and ensure continuity in learning from 4K to high school. When our younger students finally reach this threshold of the building, they will have a solid educational foundation they need to rise to the challenge of the rigors that our high school curriculum provide. In addition, we celebrate the fulfilling of our promise to provide space for community education, a gathering space for our senior citizens, and the fields over to my left, your right, Dexter Fields, to provide more community recreation for students of all ages. This is a unique goal for a school district to shoulder, and we do it with pride. In closing, the completion of this building is not an end, but it's a beginning. We can enjoy the beauty of this day knowing full well, students, are you ready? Winter's coming. We must continue to partner, accepting the challenges that are before us, and ensure that we partner. We partner on the sake for our children and for our greater community. After homecoming, there are going to be more normal weeks and winter days. So let's bask in this incredible night, September 19th, and the accomplishments that are before us that set the stage for our future. And before we hear the school song, I'm going to ask board chair Mark Helmer, Grace Carey, and Elise Lewis to join me with one big set of big scissors for a ribbon cutting. And school board members, if you would join us up by the stage and face the crowd. Grace. School board members and Roger, you guys want to stand on the stage. Tim and no running with those. Here's the camera ready. Brittany, are they ready? All right. And before we begin our school song, I would also like to make sure that our administrative team is acknowledged. If you would please stand. Thank you for your time, for your patience in my first year. The support they've given me allowed me, and as confident as they ran the buildings, to allow this great building to become a reality. So Brittany, our choir will begin our school song.
To you, Prescott High, we're red and we're white, Prescott High. We'll let you withstand, never dust in the land, 'cause we're loyal to you, Prescott High. We'll fight and we'll win, Prescott High. We'll fight and we'll win till we die. We'll roll up the score and then we'll do it some more, 'cause we're loyal to you, Prescott High. Go fight, win!
Parents and community. That concludes our evening. Please travel safely, and if you would like some photo ops in the front, we'll be in, by the stage. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.